Hi, this is Megan Schweitzer with the National Weather Service office in Flagstaff, Arizona. This is the winter outlook for the upcoming winter season from December of 2014 through February of 2015. Although currently in a neutral state, the Climate Prediction Center is anticipating the development of El Nino with a 60 to 65% chance within the next couple of months. Most indications show that this will be a weak to moderate El Nino event. So here's a look at the official winter precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. We can see that areas shaded in the brown colors are showing higher chances for drier than normal conditions, while areas shaded in green are showing better chances for above normal precipitation. We can see much of the southern United States, including the state of Arizona, show a tilt in the odds favoring wetter than normal conditions, particularly areas from Flagstaff southward in the darker green shaded area. Here's a look at the winter temperature outlook. We can see that warmer colors are showing better chances for warmer temperatures this winter, generally along the western United States. And the cooler colors, the blue colors, are showing better chances for colder than normal conditions. In Arizona, we can see that western portions of the state are showing a slight favor towards warmer temperatures, while the rest of Arizona shows no clear indication of warmer or cooler than normal conditions. With the anticipation of an El Nino development, let's look at wintertime precipitation from past El Nino years. Here we're looking at two different composites. On the left-hand side, we've taken all of the weak El Nino years and averaged their precipitation together, and we see a slightly wetter than normal signature in western Arizona, with not much indication for wetter or drier than normal across the rest of the state. On the right-hand side, we're looking at moderate and strong El Nino years, and we're taking all of those years' precipitation and averaging it together. And what we see is a more widespread signal for wetter than normal conditions across much of the Southwest, including the entire state of Arizona. So let's take that one step further and look at all of the weak El Nino years individually. So here each map is showing an individual weak El Nino year and its precipitation departure from average. We can see that 3 of these years were drier than normal across Arizona, while 2 of these years were wetter than normal across Arizona. So with only 5 events to look at and a varied signal, it can be hard to draw conclusions from these weak El Nino events. Conversely, here's a look at all of the strong El Nino events and the departures from average precipitation. There are 7 events here, and of the 7, 6 of these events were wetter than normal across Arizona, with only 1 event resulting in drier than normal conditions. Now that we've looked at precipitation, let's take a look at some seasonal snowfall in the Flagstaff area. Each individual snowflake represents a seasonal snowfall total during an El Nino event. We've grouped all of the El Nino events into weak El Ninos on the left, moderate El Nino in the center, and strong El Ninos on the right. The red line in the center indicates Flagstaff's normal seasonal snowfall of just about 100 inches. The weak El Nino years, when averaged together, average just below normal snowfall, but they range anywhere from 50 inches to just over 130 inches. We see a similar signal with the moderate El Nino years, while we see a stronger tendency towards snowier winters with the strong El Nino events. To summarize the winter outlook for the upcoming winter season, we're looking at a good chance of El Nino developing, most likely remaining a weak to moderate El Nino and lasting into the spring of 2015. Climate patterns can vary considerably from one El Nino to the next, and when looking at climatological data across northern Arizona, especially for the weak El Nino events, it's hard to find conclusive trends. The official winter outlook, which takes into account expected El Nino conditions, as well as climate model projections, calls for slightly enhanced chances of above normal precipitation across northern Arizona. The odds also slightly favor warmer than normal temperatures across western Arizona. Thank you so much for your time and for listening to the winter outlook for the upcoming season. We hope that we were able to answer some of your questions about what's expected this winter.